welcome. Thanks for joining me today. It's good to see you, and hope you're having a good day. So yeah, let's get into it. Not trying to dog on this guy, not at all. Evidently, he's doing well for himself. I hope he is. This is completely phenomenal. Love hosting things. But morning routines. Let's talk about that. What is it about them? What is it about routines that we like so much? What is it about like the perfectly brewed coffee and the waking up at exactly 5 a.m. and having the super healthy bread? What is it about all of this that we like so much? Because people keep posting these videos. I mean, this one went viral. I mean, it's quite an extreme one, but it seems that everyone's got a morning routine, an idea what they want to do in the morning that makes them productive, makes them healthy, and we all want to be productive. I think fundamentally we all want to be happier, healthier, wealthier, whatever that is. But we often lack the discipline in the moment to make that happen. So I think we look to morning routines like this one as a way to predict the future, as a way that we can manage our predictions. Because like if we were all able to keep doing this all of the time, then perhaps we would be all healthier, wealthier, and happier, and all this. But it doesn't work like that, does it? I know the amount of times I've written out morning routines and stuck to them for a week, 2 weeks maximum. Most of the time, just a couple of days. And I'm not. This is something I'm still constantly working on. So it's not. But it's just we must crave structure. You know, we crave the structure, but then we rebel against it, which is so strange. We rebel against the structure that's imposed on us. But we crave the structure that nobody will impose on us. It's a very, very strange thing. But it's almost as if we promise ourselves, if I do this every day, success will come. And the likelihood is that it might do. That these things could bring you success. If this is what gets you in the right frame of mind to be able to make more money or make healthier choices, then maybe. I don't know. I don't really know what the answer is. Because the truth is, no matter how well planned things are, life doesn't always fit the routine. And, you know, I'll tell you something. Like a few weeks ago, I wanted to take this course. And it's a free course, it's online. And I did it once, and it's probably been a couple of weeks, and I haven't done it since. Although I want to do it. But then I spend several hours every day on YouTube scrolling. And I don't really want to scroll. But I do anyway, somewhat like an addict. And whenever there's a moment of quiet reflection, I turn to my phone, because I don't often want to face that. And I want to write more, and I don't. I don't write like I want to, and I don't produce and learn like I want to, like I know I could. And I'm often thinking about things that I could do. I've talked about this idea in a previous video about progress, and I'm trying to enact this thing in my life. Start again sooner. Start again faster. That whatever it is that you want to do, that you're not doing, that you should be doing, get to it quicker. And maybe that's, probably an easy example is working out. If you haven't worked out in a month, go work out, and maybe you leave it 3 weeks. But, if you keep doing that, if you keep making the time in between the workouts less, soon enough it'll be 2-3 times a week. Maybe we don't have to get it figured out straight away. It seems to me that morning routines give us hope that we can change our lives, that we can enact change. But we get tired very quickly, and that's what Tony Robbins said. Again, a guy, he says a lot of things that are very wise and true, is we overestimate what we can do in a year and underestimate what we can do in a decade. And maybe this is what the morning routine is. Maybe we're overestimating what we can do in a day, a week, a month, but underestimating what we could do in the long term. This is my solution. And I don't think that this is... Maybe this isn't the solution, maybe it is, who knows. But perhaps instead of having the perfect day, let's have our perfect day. And that can look different every day. It doesn't have to be that we wake up at 3 a.m. and hit the gym. Maybe it's not working out for you, but maybe it is. What if we could dedicate an hour and a half a day to what you want? Not in like a self-indulgent way, but in a, come on, let's get moving. Let's do what we know is good for you. What we know is good for us. So how can we set up our day so that we have the day that we want, that we want to wake up to, that we would wake up to? And yeah, of course we've got to work, and we've got to look after our families, we've got to do a lot of things we don't want to do. Fair enough, I completely hear that. But what if we sleep 8 hours a day? At least we should do. And we work 8 hours a day. And say we travel to and from work takes us an hour. So we've got 6 hours left. And maybe 4 of those hours are dedicated to our family, and fair enough, so there should be. But we've got 2 hours left. Maybe realistically we've got an hour. An hour a day to learn something so that we learn a language. Maybe we could learn a skill that'll help us earn more money. Learn an instrument, learn how to sing, work out, whatever it might be. It doesn't have to be at 5 a.m. It doesn't have to be. It can be any time you want it to be. I think something I'm learning more and more, that it matters less how it's done, and all that matters that it is done. And my wife, she's a fantastic cook, brilliant cook. and I'm really, really fortunate that she looks after me so well in this way. But every night to cook, she works. We both work full time, and she's got a lot of other projects she's working on. Sometimes just it's too much for her to cook every night. And I try and help out as much as I can, but I'm also working full time, and I've got other projects I'm working on too. So sometimes we want to get a takeaway, and we're trying to save, we're trying to spend less money, we're trying to get ourselves in a better position. So like we've been getting these microwave meals, and I know that sounds like just such a little thing, but maybe every once in a while, it doesn't matter how it's done, it doesn't matter how you eat dinner, all that matters is that you do eat dinner, you eat something relatively healthy, and that's not gonna kill you. Maybe that's okay. Maybe it's okay to make sacrifices in some ways so that you can develop in the ways that you want. Perhaps it's worth figuring out what sacrifices we want to make. Maybe we don't care about if our bed's made. Maybe that just doesn't matter to you. Maybe you can just work anyway. But maybe it does, and if that matters to you, then let's find another sacrifice that you're willing to make, that you would make, that you want to make. Yeah, not every morning is good enough to be on Instagram or YouTube. Yeah, maybe not. But maybe every day can help us move forward just a little bit. Oh, yeah, maybe. I don't know what you're going through. I don't know what you're struggling with. And I'm not pretending that I have all or any of the answers, but I you're not alone. And maybe you feel like nobody understands you. And I'm sorry if that's how you feel. But there will be someone out there who's had something happen to them that's similar. And that's a good thing. In a way that it means that you don't have to suffer alone. Yeah. I wish you love and peace and joy and happiness. And that's it. What's your morning routine? Not the one that you pretend to show the world, but what's your morning routine? Let me know. Love to hear it. Anyway, peace out. Take it easy.